Welcome. My name is Benjamin Quinn. I'm the Director of Partnerships here with BibleMesh. We are in San Antonio, Texas at the annual Evangelical Theological Society. I'm sitting here with a good friend and one of our partners here at BibleMesh, Greg Perry. Dr. Greg Perry has worked with Third Millenium for quite some time. Greg, tell us what your title is and how long you've been there.
So I work as Vice President of Strategic Partnerships, and one of our important partnerships is with BibleMesh. So we're excited to tell you guys a little bit about that partnership today.
Among the many things that Third Mill does and has been doing very well for a long time is that they have, for over 20 years, at least the way that I think about what you guys and what Richard has done there, has not been afraid to leverage technology for the sake of theological education. So I want to jump in on that question. Greg, as you think about technological advancement, opportunities, all the rest of it, and how we leverage that with institutions, or at least with institutional expertise and development in mind, how do we bring these things together? Kind of a two-part. How and why do we bring these things together for the purpose of training and equipping ministry leaders?
Well, I mean, communication technology has always been so important for the spread of the gospel, and that's what we're really about. You know, whether we think about the printing press at the time of the Reformation, or we think about the advance of television, how important that's been. Digital technology, in an exponential way, allows us to go to every place in the world where someone has a telephone, basically. And so that's just an amazing opportunity to not only bring the gospel, but to bring leadership training, because the church is growing the fastest where there's least access for theological training. If we're going to have a healthy church, then we really have to utilize technology to bring theological training to our brothers and sisters, not just to teach them, but to teach and learn with them about their context, because they're the experts in their context. But what we can bring is the apostolic faith in a reflective way over the history of the church.
So, you know, critics of the technological movement, or even any integration of technology into the educational space, would say in the process you're diminishing community, or you're failing to have kind of life-on-life type of formation. How do you respond to that?
Well, that's where partnership really does come in, and institutional partnership especially. So organizations like Third Millenium Ministries, that's a curriculum provider, and we provide training as well. And the same with the BibleMesh Institute, where you're collecting and vetting curriculum from a lot of good providers, and then you're also providing training. What organizations like ours need is partnerships with indigenous churches on the ground, with mission agencies on the ground, because it really is in the end about the Great Commission. And our brothers and sisters on the ground, they have the relationship with church leaders there. They can pray with them, they can get in their life about personal application, and they're the experts in contextualization. They know their culture. And so institutional partnerships with indigenous churches and curriculum providers is really a wonderful opportunity for leadership training throughout the world.
I want to dig in right there just for a little bit, because you talked about a minute ago, what we can provide is the apostolic faith. So the faith once for all delivered to the saints. This is the unified confession of all Christians from all times and places. And yet, there's also always some specific flavor to that. If you're in this part of Africa or that part of Anaheim, California, it may be the same faith, but the expressions are different. So speak a little bit more to the indigenous nature, even as we do it over kind of technological means at times.
I think what's so important, you know, not only do we have the opportunity to deliver teaching, but we have the opportunity to gather teaching. And so we can actually now, at places like this, right here with ETS, and then other places throughout the world where people are gathering, we can actually provide learning opportunities of the global church, teaching and learning with the global church. So it's not just Western Christians sitting at the curriculum table, it's Christians from China, it's Christians from other parts of Asia and Latin America. And we come together because the apostolic faith has always been intercultural from the time of Pentecost. It's never been, you know, Christianity has never been a Western religion. It's always been a global religion. So that's why the apostolic faith is so important, and why local flavors are so important as well. So that partnership thing really is important as a two-way street, not just a one-way street.
That's why you have a pocket square and I have on boots, because we're just, this is local flavors, right?
That's right.
Last question from my side. As you look at the next, say, 10 to 15 years of Third Millennium, again, you guys were doing online or technological education way before it was cool, which means you guys were way ahead of the curve when everybody started jumping into it, and y'all been doing such good work for a long time. what do the next 10 to 15 years look like in this intersection of technological use and development in institutions in indigenous locations? What's it look like?
Well, I think what we're trying to learn on the field now, especially our field staff, kind of shifted from a focus on curriculum development to focus on training and building out an infrastructure of support. So how can we provide the joints of that partnership connection that are sustainable? Because what we're learning is that in different parts of the world, most global economies do not support volunteerism like what happens here in the West.
Yeah.
So how do we provide strong structures of support where that training can be delivered, and then indigenous leaders can supervise the training and provide the time that's needed for it? I think that's one of the crucial questions we're going to have to answer.
So one of the things that we want to remind you of as well is that one of the ways that BibleMesh has partnered with Third Millenium, and even bringing in another institutional partner, Southeastern Seminary, where I had the privilege of teaching, is we basically developed a partnership several years ago with a master's degree utilizing some of the ThirdMill curriculum, 8 courses that once completed with BibleMesh transfers directly into Southeastern towards the completion of a Master of Arts degree in Christian Studies. So all that to say, one of the problems that BibleMesh has sought to solve, or at least to help with over the years, is lowering the barrier of entry. The 2 primary barriers of entry being time and money. We've sought to lower those barriers of entry, especially for people in second and third world countries, so that they can at least get started with theological education. Being able to partner with Third Mill with their curriculum, their expertise, and then also to bring Southeastern into that. This is one of those kind of deliverables and programs that we've been able to offer.
And we've been so excited about this partnership for those very reasons, that BibleMesh has really found a way to lower the cost, and you're still providing proctored guidance so that the certificate can be brought into an accredited program.
That's right.
What an opportunity for people who are on the field doing mission work.
Yep.
You know, they don't want to leave the context. They want to keep learning on the field.
That's
and
right.
apply what they're learning right away, and they want to do it at an affordable price.
Yep.
So we are so excited to partner with BibleMesh and be a part of this opportunity for a degree pathway to Southeast.
Exactly as you said, Greg, for people who, many are pre-deployment missionaries, many are on the field already serving as church planters or missionaries or just ministry leaders of whatever sort, and they just need to be trained. And our mantra, and you guys I know fall right in with it, is we want to provide trusted theological education to anybody who wants to serve the church. As you guys say so often, every Christian deserves a well-trained pastor. We want to bring these 2 visions together and deliver them in these ways.
Well, we're excited about the partnership and looking forward to how God's going to continue to use it.